Hi everybody, let's see the next two features of graph databases. Already consistency is over. Today let's see transaction and availability in graph database. So in case of transaction, uh, already we have seen that Neo4j is fully ACID compliance, so that it provides some strong consistency. In the same way, for transaction also it supports ACID, so that Neo4j provides you efficient transaction. Whenever we are going to do any changes in the nodes, or like if we are going to add any relationship to the existing node, or if user have to start a transaction among the nodes, then there will be a support from Neo4j that all the operations should be wrapped within the transaction. It is not that anybody can add a node or anybody can do any changes in the node without starting a transaction. It won't be like that. So whenever some modifications to be done in any of the node, it is must that it should be done within a transaction. To do read operation, it can be started without initiating a transaction, only for the read operation. But to do any changes in the node or to do any updates, it is must to start a transaction. These are the steps that a transaction involves in a graph database. First one is to start a transaction, then to create a node, and then you can set properties to it. Once the changes have been done, then it is must to mark the transaction as a success, and finally it has to be completed by sending finish. So these are the things that will be covered under a transaction. First is to start, then creating node, and then setting up properties is the third one. Fourth one is marking success, and fifth one is finish. This is the code for that. So as I told you, first is start. To start a transaction, the command used is database.begin transaction. So transaction equal to database.begin transaction. So it is mentioned with TX. And after that, we have seen 4 steps. So one is creating node and setting up property, and then success, and finally finish. So that is what it is there in the try block. Inside try, node equal to database.create node, and after creating a node, we have to set property for that. So node set property, they have set 2 properties for it. One is name, that is NoSQL distill, and another property is published in the year 2012, that is the textbook published in the year 2012. So these are the 2 properties. After setting the properties for the created node, we have to set transaction success, and finally transaction finish. So the transaction should be marked as success, otherwise Neo4j will think that it happened some failure, so it will roll back to the previous position, which means that creating node or setting up the property, it will be rolled back to that position, and it will wait for finish has been issued. Even if you are not setting up the success and if you are issuing the finish, it won't finish at all, it will simply roll back to the previous position. In the same way, if we set up finish without setting the success, it won't save your data. So all those steps are mandatory. First is we have to begin the transaction, create the node, set up the property, then we have to give the success to mean that the transaction is over, and finally we have to set finish to get out from that loop. Otherwise it will be repeat the steps, assuming that the transaction does not lead to success. And this is how it ensures the transaction, and this is not the standard way which is followed in RDBMS. It is totally different from RDBMS. So to ensure the transaction successful, it follows all those necessary steps, and all these steps are followed only when there is update in any of the nodes. If to read the values from the node, then there is no necessary to create a node to begin any of the transaction. Without beginning the transaction, we can read the values which is present in that any of the graphical nodes. And next property and next feature of graph database is availability. Here also the same, it is master slave concept, and it provides the data available throughout the network, and whenever user in need of, they can get their updated data at any time. Let's see how it has been provided. Neo4j achieves high availability by providing the data to the replicated slaves. And here the thing is, slaves can also able to handle the writes. Whenever a slave node is handling any of the write, like if any of the slave node is updating the graph node, then immediately it will be synchronized to the current master. And the same way, if the write has been updated in the current master, then master will pass the information, which means synchronize the data to all the slave nodes. This is how it happens. So master and slave, both the things can able to do the update. If a master is doing the update, it will be synchronized to all the slave nodes. Assume that if any one of the slave node is doing the update, then after that update it will be synchronized with the master node first. From the master node, it will be getting synchronized to all the slave nodes attached to it. So other slaves will eventually get the update. And other graph database like Infinite Graph, LogDB, they will provide distributed storage of the nodes, whereas Neo4j will be having master slave approach of node updation. And Neo4j also uses Apache Zookeeper. Zookeeper will be acting as a coordinator whenever a transaction or any of the node get updated by slave node or the master node. That will be immediately noted by the Zookeeper, and it will be keeping all those getting synchronized. And once the server getting started, it communicates with the Zookeeper and find out which server is the master. Wherever the server can be located, it never bothers about it, but only thing it will see whether all those things are getting coordinated with the help of Zookeeper. And if the server is the first one to join the cluster, then that server itself will become the master. And whenever a master gets slowed down, then the cluster will elect some other master in the available nodes based on that shorter distance, and based on number of slaves connected to it, based on the coordination, it will elect some other slave node as a master node, and by that way it will be providing high availability of the data. And this is the Neo4j architecture. You could see master and it is connected to the slave node, and all the nodes, nevertheless it can be a master or slave node, everything will be having high availability database, HA database, in the sense high availability database, along with the cluster manager. And whenever a data has to be replicated, the master will communicate all the data replication to the slave node, and the slaves also will be intercommunicating with master node. So whenever a change is there done by the slave node, it will communicate to the current master. From the master it reaches to other slave node. If master is doing the changes, then master directly synchronize the data with the slave nodes. This is how it provides high availability of data to all the client nodes without having much of the seek time. Thank you.